Welcome, gang. We're back. We are back.
I don't know what that dance was. That was great.
We are back. I'm so excited to be back to another episode of Attack. You know, it's me, Peter Santa Maria, your friend, and our other special friend, my lovely wife, Gabby, is here.
Hi.
Wonton's down out of camera. He's chewing on something gross, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But we have an awesome episode. We have special guest Terry Dodson joining us today.
Woo!
Yes, that's good news. Wait till you see the artwork that we have to show you and the book that he's working on now. It's so insane. I'm so stoked for that. Some show notes right off the top. You guys remember the Daruma? I talked about this Daruma recently in my social media, and I said that I blacked out one of the eyes because the way a Daruma works is you black out one of the eye at the beginning of your goal, whatever goal you set for yourself. And the goal that we set, Gabby and I, was to get a house. And we haven't closed yet, but we got a house. And so very soon we will be darkening in the other eye of that Daruma, and it's going to be our trophy on our mantle. We're so excited. Can't wait for that. But yes, the Daruma, the two eyes will be darkened. I'm super stoked on that.
Yep.
Other quick notes. There's a 30% off sale right now, Skybound Tabletop. So if you like board games and stuff like that, it's a great time to get stuff. We're going to have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale there pretty soon. Obviously on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And there's going to be some good deals. There's going to be a new Comics Vault live on Cyber Monday. You won't want to miss it. You know, Sean Kirkham, a.k.a. Big Clutch, is going to be running that, and he brings the heat on that show. If you want some special edition, CGC graded, rare comics, that's a great place to watch and grab those. If you haven't already, sign up for the Attack. So we will have that link, I believe, in the description of the video. If not, I'm sure we'll have it dropped soon. But that's a new thing we're trying out. And yeah, special shout out. My love, can you hand me that jar right there? I forgot to grab it. That jar, that Speedball jar. Special shout out to our sponsor. We have a sponsor. We're super profesh. I love this. Speedball ink. Printmaking supplies, their ink. This is the literal lifeblood of everything that we do here at Attack Peter. So all the ink that I use, all the linoleum, all comes from provided by Speedball. They're amazing. They take care of me. And I know a lot of you guys are trying printmaking out. And if that's the case, you probably already have used some Speedball stuff. But if not, don't sleep on the Speedball stuff. Get the Super Pro Black Relief ink if you're getting really comfortable with printmaking, because this stuff is a game changer. It's super good. It's oil-based, but it washes off with water and soap. I love it. Shout out Speedball. They're the best. You can get it anywhere. Blick Art Materials, Amazon.
Their website?
Yeah, no, they don't sell directly. So you have to go to like
Really?
Blick. No.
Oh.
But yes, so shout out to that. Okay, now, our guest is not here for his health, okay? He's got much better things to do than hang out with a couple of riffraffs like us, so we better bring him on in. Bring in Senor Terry Dodson.
Just a moment, I have to set us up for this.
He's going to set us up for that.
Yeah.
But while Gabby is setting us up for that, let me shout out everybody in the chat. What up, Raffy? Sean Rafferty. Hey, that's right. The child is here. He's one of my special guests. We got a good little toy set up. The child looks hungry. Yeah, he's always hungry. We got to give him some eggs. Got myself an awesome zip-up hoodie today. Ooh, Ian Fitzy. That's right. We got to talk about that. As soon as we wrap up with Terry, we'll be talking about that. And Second Street Marvel in the house. What up, dude? I know he's a giant comics fan. He couldn't believe we're having Terry on. Glenn, what's up? All right, so I think
We're ready.
Yep, we're ready. Let's bring him in. Terry Dodson. Hey.
Hey there.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Peter. How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure, man. Are you kidding? This is a tremendous honor. Terry, you and I met briefly at San Diego Comic-Con, where I imagine you are super busy and super in demand. It was my first time exhibiting there, and you walked by. I didn't know what you looked like. Of course, I know your work. So when we met and you said you were Terry Dodson, I'm like, holy shit, that's a pretty full circle moment. So, yeah, man, a little background info to people who are watching how we met. Terry, before we get started on your work, there's a big thing that I discovered. Well, I remembered today, and I want to address. This is important. Okay? You worked on the Count Chocula box.
Yeah, right.
You worked.
Right, yeah.
And that's important on this show because recently we did a Halloween special where we tasted all the Halloween cereals. Bring up that picture, will
I
you?
will, yes.
That we tasted all the Halloween cereals, and the Count Chocula was the winner. And when I saw this artwork on this box, I'm like, holy crap. I think the people watching the show will dig that. So amazing. What was that like? How did that happen?
That was, I think, what happened? DC Comics hired me. The cereal company General Mills hired DC. DC hired me, and Jim Lee and Dave Johnson to each do one of those, which was a total blast.
Yeah, right?
The best part, the assignment was fun, but the cool thing was they sent us a couple boxes of boxes of that cereal, and I wasn't home. I was actually on like a week-long trip out of town, and Rachel's here by herself, and at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, someone's pounding on our door and just drops off this big package and leaves. And Rachel's like, what is going on? And it's the Count Chocula comps.
I love it.
So from a super scary to a super amusing topic. So yeah. But no, it was a blast.
I feel like in a bizarre way that's, I mean, not that you're going to feel pressure from as a professional of this many years, but I would feel like, man, that's the one that literally everyone's going to see no matter what, right?
Right. Yeah. And, that was I don't know. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was one where I didn't really have pressure.
Okay.
I mean, I knew it was a big deal to do it, but the actual drawing itself was right up my alley. It was like something I wanted to draw, which is really helps. If I'm excited about what I'm doing, it can kind of stimulate me to get through any like stage fright I might have for doing the drawing.
I hear you, and you nailed it, and it still feels like Terry Dodson. I should mention, for those who don't know, Terry and his wife both work together, Rachel Dodson, on the artwork. She does the inks.
Correct. Yeah. I pencil, Rachel inks, and then I color.
Got it. So it's an amazing husband-wife team. I love that. Gabby and I do the show together, and she really runs the majority of the show, so we love hearing that. We think it's so cool. What's that like, working in that kind of like relationship where, you're literally working over each other, literally?
Yeah, well, it's changed a lot through the years because it's been 20 plus years now. But I mean, professionally, it's been amazing because it's basically what helped me get to where I am, because I was able to work with someone who knew what I wanted and could do it, and was trying to go the same place that I was trying to go. Trying to do the best work. And so each month, each page that we did, we got better with each single image, because I would do my best work knowing that it was going to look like what I wanted. And so it totally made me able to produce the best work that I could do, which I wanted to do. But when you're sending your work out to just someone in the mail and not knowing what you're going to get back, it's kind of discouraging at times. But when I could actually see that each thing that I did looked like what I wanted it to look like. So imagine over months and years, it just makes both of us, better artists. And it really helped me be the artist I wanted to be. And Rachel loves doing it, but she's not a giant comic fan. So for her, it's 9 to 5 when she can just walk away, not care about what the next assignment is or anything like that. So it makes it kind of refreshing that we're not talking about the work afterwards.
Oh, interesting. So that was one of the things I was going to bring up is, a comic book artist is like one of those dream jobs that I think everybody I knew as a kid wanted. We all wanted to be comic book artists. I try to convey that I was teaching art for 13 years, and to my students who they're well aware of the comics and the characters, yes. But when I was a kid, dude, like comic artists were the rock stars, and you just wanted to be a comic artist. And one of the things that you don't know on the outside is that nature of the collaborative work, that you can do all this work as a penciler and you're not guaranteed the real translation that you wanted if the inker that you're working with and the colorist doesn't read you and translate you the right way. So that's pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah, no, if the whole project, anything that we do in comics, the writer, the colorist, whoever in that chain and that's working on that project's got to be on the same wavelength in order to have it be successful. And to, like, currently just having it where I get a script, I work with the writer on a script, and then we produce the entire artwork out of our house, from conception through the final color stage, really limits any other negative, ideas or whatever. You're getting a pretty pure vision of what the artwork looks like. Yeah. There's not too much interference that way, and Yeah, no, it's collaboration is huge, and having people that you want to work with and are work well together is gigantic for this field. And all the best comics happen that way. Either a singular vision or a really good collaboration is what those great comics come from.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, we should bring up some of your work as we're talking.
Okay.
You sent me some work that we want to talk about when it comes to Adventure Man, but I also pulled up some images from your website that I thought really showcased what I think of when I think of your work. There's this, I believe this is a cover with Catwoman and Batman, and this image, for me, a Terry Dodson piece of artwork is going to have some of those beautiful women you've ever seen in comics, but they're not wimpy or flaky or too femme. They feel powerful, but not macho. They feel feminine, but not soft. It's an amazing balance, and I feel like it's something that I heard growing up, hearing a lot of artists talk, that they feel like women are hard to draw. And then the ones who can draw women, it sometimes doesn't feel like a woman. There's like the weird, there's like this gap, there's like uncanny valley, right? And so,
right.
What do you think that is? Why is that a challenge for some folks in your experience? Why do you think you were able to get that successfully? And do you feel like that's a cornerstone of your style? Does that resonate?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things. First off, when I will say I learned to draw women from real life, from doing life drawing, figure drawing for hours and hours and years. And so my natural instinct on how to draw a woman is a hopefully real built woman. That's what I learned from. Secondly, when I was showing my portfolio around, and I just threw some female characters in for variety in some of the portfolios, I kept getting reactions from people looking at my portfolio saying that you really draw strong female characters. And I was like, oh, I hadn't really even thought that was something I should even try to do. So I started switching my portfolio around to including a lot more female characters, a lot more X-Men books that had both male and female characters. And that really helped me get my first job that way, was because people could see that I could draw that type of character.
Yeah, it's something that people have a difficult time doing notoriously. I always hear it, and it's like the people who draw women the best are usually women for some strange reason, and they can draw men really well, but it's usually more rare to find the opposite. So I love it. This is an image of Captain Marvel you have that I think, man, if this isn't the Captain Marvel that people were excited on screen, it's like this powerful kind of like majestic Captain Marvel. Nailed it. And it's still fun. It feels joyful. This is like the Marvel spirit in one piece of art.
Right. Yeah, no, it's Captain Marvel was a blast, because I'd drawn her in her previous incarnations, and I got to draw her first appearance, and so I was able to get a pretty good idea of what that character was supposed to be. And again, I mean, that type of character is a pretty good stereotype of the best stuff that I can do. Is that a Wonder Woman or a Captain Marvel, etc.
It's incredible, yeah. And I also pulled up some images of your recent run. I mean, fairly recent run from Fantastic Four and X-Men. These are the covers, I believe. If we go through, I think they're there. Yeah, so these are amazing. These I really also feel, I mean, there's something about the way that you work that any single piece you could show someone and they just know it's you. I think it has a lot to do with line weight, has to do with like there's like a luminosity to the blacks and the colors. Talk about your style a little bit, because I was having a conversation actually this morning with someone who wrote me, actually Sean Rafferty, who's here in the chat, talking about the importance of style and realism and where the apex of the two kind of sets you up for a strong career, because you could be really technically sound, but if you don't stand out, that's a difficult thing. And I feel like to be a professional artist working with the big two companies, working for a long time, you have to nail that and still stand out. I feel like that's probably a really difficult thing to hit. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think what a lot of that boils down to is you have to make something connect with the reader. And what I do is always been what I focus on is the character's expression, the character's face, and then work outward from there. Once I can make the reader see the character, observe their face, understand what's going on, everything else kind of just follows suit. You really can do anything after that. It's the clarity of the vision of what the what story you're trying to tell on the cover is so important, and that just leads into stylistically. I learned to draw from real life, and so converting that, I kind of had to unlearn quite a bit to be a comic book artist. I had to simplify. I had to because I've never actually tried to be a realistic artist, and a lot of times I'm influenced by so much animation and cartooning, anyways. Like something anywhere from the Bruce Timm Batman to Calvin and Hobbes. I mean, those are gigantic. Those are as big influences on me as anything realistic.
What do you think you pulled from something like Calvin and Hobbes?
Just the simplicity in the storytelling. I mean, it's the sound effects, the way they break panels, how clear it is to read something instantly, and then obviously the quality of the drawings of Bill Watterson are just are stunning. It's to this day I'm still seeing things that I do, and I kind of forget about it every once in a while. But it's like I learned this from looking at Calvin Hobbes, 20, 30 years ago. So
I love it.
It's that fine line between what you don't want to do. I don't want to do is have anything that looks like a photograph. What I'm drawing is lines on paper, and they're trying to tell a story, and it's learning from real life, and then you take. I'm always learning from taking a sketchbook out and looking at real things and taking that stuff and simplifying it down into my style. But it's my knowledge of what things actually look like, and then breaking that down into something else. Even if I'm drawing a space scene. Or some made-up character, animal. It's based on experience of what a real thing looks like, and interpreting that into simple lines, and then making it my style, which is whatever that is. It just there's things that just look right in my hand,
which
head.
Probably evolves over time. Like you find that, right?
Find them. Right?
Oh yeah, I'm always finding new influences too. That's always building into that style. I'm always pushing it somewhere else.
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, like stemming from that, is, this longevity is only followed by the fact that you got to break in the first place. Did you know early that you wanted to be a comic book artist as a kid? Is that something that you just had in the front of your mind? Or is it just kind of being a professional artist? Was that the goal? And if so, what were the goals and hurdles that you think about, if you do, or if you can remember? I always think about being a kid drawing in class, and I had teachers I can still picture to this day that would say, you got to stop messing around and focus on something that's going to make you money. That kind of thing, right? Like almost like stereotypical, discouraging stuff. And then, getting to be a little older, going to cons, and people telling me like, well, you can't make it if you're not going to live in New York or California. I live in Miami. So it's like, you're not going to be successful if you don't do that. So there's all these walls that I felt were in front of me that I had to figure out how to break through. But I love bringing people on and having them talk about any potential walls they had to get through.
Yeah. I kind of came to it backwards. I didn't even start. No one in my family drew. There was no art in my family. And so it was until after I'd seen Star Wars, I met a friend that loved Star Wars, but he drew all the time. And so this is like 8 or 9 that I actually started drawing. I cannot remember drawing before that age. And so it was with him that he would draw. And then he moved away, like maybe when I was 12 or so. And then I finally started drawing for myself. And so that wasn't until that age that I actually started drawing semi-regularly, generally just during the summers on vacations and stuff. And then I never had a goal of being a professional artist. I just like to draw. I like to draw and create and paint and stuff. And so when I went into college, I actually went to school for engineering. But my very first term that I was in engineering, I took a drawing class because there was one available. And it's like, I love to draw. And it's like, what a great way to blow off steam. And then that was a life drawing class. And then the next term I enrolled in like a design class. And by the spring term, I think I added art history class. So I'd added all these extra art classes to my regular studies that I had. And I just noticed how much I was excelling in art, how much better I got that quick. Because I didn't have the pressure on me to be a professional artist. I was just doing it because I really enjoyed it. And the fact that I was learning more of a fine art approach, not trying to be taught to be an illustrator or a comic book artist, but just trying to be a good painter, and that kind of thing, getting that really solid classical art education, I think really, really helped me. Because by the time I was a senior in college, now in the summer I would do portfolios of comic stuff because I just loved doing it. And I lived in Portland, and in Portland, that's where Dark Horse was. And so there were always conventions I could go to in the summer and talk to professionals in the area. And by the time I was a senior in college, my portfolio had advanced that degree that I was able to get work. And I actually started working my senior year, midway through my senior year of college.
Amazing.
In comics.
So
So I didn't try straight on to be a comic book artist, but it would just kind of happened like by osmosis.
But in your mind, that was what you were going to do to some degree, art. At that point,
by the time I was a senior in college, I guess the light bulb had gone off that I really enjoyed doing that. I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew comic books were a good. This was 1993, and that's when the image was exploding. So I knew there was a good profession there, and I honestly, I still don't know if I hadn't been hired then, how much longer I was stuck with it. I don't know. It's just the fact that I might have just finished my college. But I love doing what I do. I love being creative. So I think I knew that I was good enough, and I knew just to keep pushing for it.
I think the takeaway there is that you were just happy to be in your passion. You were happy to be working with what you loved, and then sometimes I feel people put the cart before the horse. How do I become a successful artist? Well, how about just become an artist that you're happy with the work that you do first? And I feel like that is one of the hardest things I had to explain to students, but I love hearing that you still didn't really know until late college that you might do that, because so many people that I would teach, I taught 6th graders that were having anxiety attacks about it's too late, I'm just starting to, I'm not as good. I'm serious, it's crazy. So it's
I believe it.
It's great to hear that. Again, so one of the things that's different about working in comics versus even what I do is that, like you were saying before, working collaboratively, the piece of comic history that I associate with you probably most from my time reading comics. I have less time to read comics now more than ever. I don't know about you. Same.
Oh yeah, I agree. I never.
It's crazy. I hate that so much. Now that I work with a comic book company, I got free comics and I can't. But anyway, so I picked up Spider-Man Black Cat, and the covers on those books felt like these were basically promoting an upcoming high level, like Don Bluth animation, Iron Giant level Spider-Man movie almost. So I just picked them up. I loved them. The pulpiness, the Fleischer vibes I would get from those covers. It was great. And I remember just eating them up. And then there was, I forgot why, I think around the time that the comics got delayed, Kevin Smith was writing them, by the way, and I was a huge Kevin Smith fan, of course, so that was just icing on the cake. But they got delayed, and then I kind of started doing other stuff with my life, and I stopped reading comics around that time religiously. But then I remember reading that they got delayed for like years. What was that like? Because I feel like for me, if I'm like hitting on all cylinders, I want my book to come out. I want people to see the work I'm putting out, and that delay maybe would create a lag in readership or something. How was that? What was that like?
Well, when I got hired to do that project, Kevin Smith had maybe 1 or 2 comics out at that time, and they had all launched and all had about a year or 2 long delay on them already. So when I got the job, I knew at least I assumed there'd be a delay, and so I actually had signed up for some other projects that would keep me busy if there were any legs. And then it ended up being, after the 3rd issue, ended up being about a 3.5-year leg, which I did about I don't know, 30 comics in that time, a ton of stuff. So
and I think we have some more images I wanted to show. So here's some other more covers. Can we keep going through those? Yeah, and keep going because I wanted to show something else. Okay, so now that was one of those things that people ask all the time, like what was that like? But now you are working on a brand new project with another amazing writer, story writer, Matt Fraction, on a book called Adventure Man. And this is awesome because when you sent me this, I started reading some of the samples you sent me. I did some research on it. This is not what it looks like when you see it. Right? I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's not what it seems. And I strongly encourage people to check this out because I absolutely love comics that are able to kind of get you thinking that you're on one page and then literally everything shifts. Can you talk something about this project? What the response has been so far, and these character designs are just beautiful. I think we can go to another slide while he's talking about it.
Yeah. So Adventure Man was a book that Matt Fraction and I did the Uncanny X-Men together between 2008 2010. And while doing that, we did a story that took place in New York. And I told Matt, I go, man, if you ever do another New York story, let me know. And he said, New York? He goes, I've got a project for you. And he sent me this proposal for Adventure Man, which is, it starts off with in the 1940s with a Pulp Fiction kind of Doc Savagey character in his team. And what we find out is those characters get defeated by their big enemy. And then we come to present day, and we meet Claire Connell and her son Tommy, who run a bookshop. And her son Tommy's favorite book that she has is this book called Adventure Man. It's a series of books. And in the meantime, there's things that are happening in the real world in New York that are really odd and keep happening to Claire. And we find out that the world of Adventure Man, this pulp character, is interacting with Claire's world, and that's Adventure Man. That's the story. It's the story of how Claire Connell and her son kind of deal with this situation, and Claire kind of becomes a new Adventure Man.
I love it.
Woman, but she's still a woman, obviously.
It's so cinematic. It's so dynamic. Ryan writes in the chat, feels reminiscent of the ABC covers, Tom Strong, etc. I got that feel when I was looking at it too, like that kind of meta pulp vibe.
Yeah.
And folks, if you're into stuff like that, like if you read Tom Strong, or if you're into the veneer of something quickly being dashed, is pretty amazing, and just some of the best Terry Dodson stuff I've seen. I'm super stoked on finishing this. I haven't finished it yet. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's I actually describe it as Hellboy meets Love and Rockets, because Hellboy's world is that world of like kind of anything can happen. There's ghosts, there's aliens, and then Love and Rockets is a family book, and I really feel like this is what that book is. It's not just this action adventure. It's action adventure meets this whole other side, and those things all interact. And the first arc is what the book collects, the first 142 pages of story, and it leaves off on a pretty good cliffhanger. And that's what the second year of it is what I'm working on now, which will be out next June.
And this is
but it's the story of how these characters deal with becoming more powerful, and how it affects the families, and how having this pulp world come to our world, basically.
And this is the kind of stuff that people always talk about when they want to read comics. They're like, we don't want to have to read a giant backlog. We don't want to have all this previous knowledge. This is contained, like you're getting in on the ground floor now. Nikki Hammonds in the chat writes, this is the comic that got me reading comics during quarantine. Adventure Man was my first comic. Great series. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it was interesting. This book, this book had been in development. We've been talking about it for a decade, but I had been developing it actively for the last 4 years, and really working on it the last 3.5 years. And then we have our launch date set for end of April, and then the pandemic hits, and so we ended up having it called off. But I just kept working on it because it's my baby. Yeah. It actually was great because it allowed me the time to really do all the extra details and stuff I really wanted to do on it, and to really massage the colors all the way through to have it look like the book I wanted.
The colors are these are some of my favorite colors I've ever seen on your work. It's just really great. Those sepias contrasting with those bold saturated characters in front. It's fantastic. Okay, I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you got to go. I just want to ask you a few questions, quick speed round questions. So they're like yes or no. And while we're doing that, Gabby's going to play the video clip that you sent us showing the kind of process of how you do some of your commissions. So you sent me a commission video of Harley Quinn, and then your main character now from Adventure Man. So Claire, that's right, Claire from Adventure Man. So yeah, so these are amazing. Okay, quickly. And before we do, I want to ask about materials. You said you wish people asked you more about your materials in the last interview you did. So I want to just, if you want to quickly say what your go-to brush, go-to pencil are.
Yeah, it's the same stuff I've been using since day one, basically. Like a Strathmore 2-ply 400 series Bristol board to draw on, Color-Ace light blue pencil, Stadler HB lead and lead holder, Rachel uses Winsor Newton Series 7 number 2 sable brushes. And she's actually using this tattoo, Royal Talons black ink. It's actually a tattoo ink. That's like her thing right now.
Fantastic.
I do work in Photoshop with a Wacom 22 HD Cintiq. And I got a iPad Pro with Procreate over the summer, which I've been playing around with.
Oh, yeah.
And then I do my sketches on Canson pastel paper, and I use Copic warm gray markers for that.
Amazing.
And, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Well, you see those sketches. Those sketches are done on the tinted paper, and then I use a red pencil instead of a blue because I saw that with animators using a variety of colored pencils, which I always loved. So it kind of lets me switch off from it as an assignment and more like having fun because I'm drawing with red. And it's more like, and then I basically go from that red light pencil straight into inking, which is not how I work traditionally. But it's like walking, the wire. Right. You know, am I going to fall off or got to stay on that wire? And then I love the risk I have to take in order to do that sketch, and I think it makes it just a little bit more exciting for me to do as opposed to a tightly penciled drawing that's really safe to do.
They're stunning. There's Claire now.
There's Claire now.
Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful stuff.
Thanks, man.
So, okay, quickly. Favorite character to draw.
Let's just say Claire from Adventure Man.
Least favorite character to draw.
Apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
No, Mr. Sinister.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Sinister.
Why Mr.
Those
Sinister?
two, I do not like those characters.
Why
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister?
I don't like. That cape and the. I don't know. I've just never design that never appealed to me.
Okay, favorite superhero movie all time.
Superman, I guess, the original.
Okay, great. That's a good answer. A worst superhero movie, not your least favorite, the worst, objectively
The
speaking.
worst. Well, I haven't seen any of the worst ones.
Okay.
I avoid them like the
Okay,
plague.
what's your least favorite that you've seen?
Oh boy.
You're gonna offend some of your
so many.
friends. Think carefully.
There's so many.
Which friend do you not want to hear
Green
from?
Lantern.
What?
The Green Lantern one, I didn't even make it like 10 minutes through. And
I love in The Onion they call it Greg Lantern on the video. Okay, and then the weirdest question you ever got at a con,
oh, brother.
or like one of the weirdest requests.
Okay, here's this pretty average one is Rachel Dodson, your sister, and that's just I get that all the time.
You guys can
That's
do
like,
that meme now with like siblings are dating. That's
right,
perfect.
exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for doing this. We had a lot of people watching. They're stoked. Fat Jesus says the story sounds great and the art looks sick. Definitely diving into these, talking about Adventure Man. I'm so stoked to see where this goes. Thank you for joining us. Go enjoy your run, but tell people where they can find you and online if they want to see more of your work and what you're doing, where they can get commissions, etc.
Yeah. Terry Dodson art. Terry Dodson. You Google that, you'll find all my Instagram, my Twitter, my web store. And then Adventure Man is shipping December 9th. You can get that at your local comic shop, and then you can get it through Amazon. You get it digitally throughout the world through Comixology. And by this time next year, it'll be available worldwide in 6 different languages, at least.
That's incredible. Amazing.
Yeah.
Terry, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. I really appreciate you coming on. Finally, glad we finally were able to do this. Thank you, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
Peter.
man.
Nice seeing you. Good day. Bye-bye.
Clap it up. Terry Dodson, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Guys, that was so rad. That's probably one of my childhood dreams come true, is the ability to just get to talk to kick-ass comic book artists, folks that I used to look up to. Well, I still admire the heck out of them. Are you kidding me? Folks that I look up to in this industry that when I was a kid seemed impenetrable. He talks about, living in Portland where Dark Horse was. We lived in Miami where nobody was. I mean, there's a lot going on in Miami, but not comics-wise. So just the ability to get to talk to folks like that. I have to say thank you to you guys watching in the chat, and you guys supporting the channel and all that, because of what you guys do supporting me, we get to bring cool people in like that. Okay, let us take a breather here and get ready for our next segmento. But before we do, let us bring light to the newest piece of Takaro Attack Peter merchandise that dropped today. The winter special.
Very important. Mm-hmm.
The winter special, we're calling it. Some of you may have already seen this. If you were in the Attack Peter print crew on Facebook, we posted it there. Or one of the mods posted there. And here we go. Look at that, you guys. That is the first official hoodies. Some of you guys were asking me on the chat, in the Facebook groups, on DMs, when are we getting a hoodie? And shout out to the Skybound team, Eric Denman, who helped design this using the Takaro artwork, kind of like adding those extra touches to the front pocket, to the over the heart where it says Takaro. Got the little UFO in the front. And I got the Attack Peter logo on it. Man, this thing is chock full of stuff. This is an epic design. So stoked on how this came out. So if you want to grab one, they're available in the shop now. I'm sure there's a link somewhere floating around. If not, I'm sure we'll get one put in the chat soon. But you guys can head over to the Skybound shop, which is bit.ly/AttackPeterMerch, I believe. That's the official link.
Yeah.
Yep, bit.ly/AttackPeterMerch. Might be in the description already. But yeah, what do you think, Chelsea? You dig it? Look at that. Yeah. All right. So stoked on that. Mm-hmm. Shout out to everybody who joined us recently in the chat. Chelsea's here. Kaiju Live. Yep, wearing the shirt. Repping the Kaiju Live. Shout out to the Russos. John Price. Dude, I just saw your question. Sorry I didn't get that answer. I'll get that answer and I will post it in social media soon. Dolph, what's up? Thanks for joining. All right. Someone said worst comic movie, The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. Dude, I have such a soft spot in my heart for it, but it is not good. But that was one of the first ones we rented as kids. The Takaro hoodie is now on my Christmas list. Thanks to Skybound for getting the 3X. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, represent.
Gotta be inclusive.
We got, not only that, we have serious titans in the fan club. Big men, small people, all sizes. People like to wear their stuff baggy. Quick note, did you guys see this? Did you guys see this? How crazy was this? If you didn't see this, the Mothra special edition Blu-ray, only for region 2, so you can't play this if you're stateside. But it is an official Mothra Blu-ray DVD put out by Eureka Entertainment. And they asked me, well, through Mondo, Eric Garza from Mondo hit me up. Says, hey, do you want to be in the Blu-ray for Mothra? I'm like, heck yeah. So they hooked me up with Eureka, the folks from Eureka. And they put the special edition booklet that comes with the movie. And there you go, your boy. It's got his Godzilla versus Mothra artwork in it. And they asked me to talk about Mothra a little bit. Imagine that, people interested in what I have to say. Bunch of lunatics. But anyway, if you're not stateside, definitely grab this thing. It's an amazing addition, amazing transfer, amazing box set for Mothra.
Really
and if you're
beautiful.
not if you are stateside, if you're a completionist, maybe you want to grab it. But if not, it's just cool to see things happening. Things are happening, you guys. All right. I'm going to do this. Hold on. Let me do this. That's better. Now, I said we're going to make some artwork today. So, my love, will you switch to art cam?
I will.
Will you switch to art cam? And would you do me a favor? Would you drag OBS to the right so that I can see it?
You got it.
You're the best. Okay. So, you guys, we haven't made some art in a while. We haven't really made like a lot of art live on the show. We did some for Month of Monsters, but we didn't do any like carving live, and I really want to get back into that. So I took the idea from, remember these? Remember these? These are the heads that we did recently. So we did the gator head, which was a fun design that we sold some prints of. Super limited set, the green ink on green paper. We did the dragon head earlier in the year. Red ink on orange paper. So I wanted to get back to that. Eventually I want to have like a whole set of these heads and put them all together on like one big screen print or on like one shirt. And I've been wanting to do a dinosaur, a triceratops. So I sketched this out, started carving it already. My goal, I don't know if we'll be able to do this, but my goal is to get this almost completely carved by the end of the stream, which I think I'm going to go about an hour. I think I'm going to go about an hour, maybe less if I get it done faster, but I'm going to try to go on an hour. And while I'm carving this, I want to catch up with you guys. What's everybody been doing, man? What's everybody been up to? Should do the dinosaur set would be awesome. John Price, that is totally in my plans. I've been talking to the team, and I think I really want to do just like Attack Peter dinosaurs. You know, maybe a whole set, and maybe make them into a book at some point, or see if we can get people to make them into toys. Speaking of, since we haven't talked about this together yet, Mondo announced the Godzilla toys, you guys. They're doing a whole set of those Godzilla figures, and I am freaking stoked because they finally revealed that I'll be designing a Godzilla statue, which, you guys, that's going to be freaking crazy. I already started sketching it and been sending some sketches back and forth to the folks. Hector Arce, you remember Hector Arce? He was on the show with us recently. He's in him and Mikey Bonanno over at Mondo are in charge of the toys there, so we're working with them. It's gonna be awesome, you guys. But what's up with you guys? Let's see what everybody's saying. The new Fantastic Four was pretty bad. Colt, absolutely rough stuff, and they nailed the look of Silver Surfer, in my opinion. What a waste of Doug Jones. Let's see. So cool, man. What's the maddest color you've printed with? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. I assume you mean like what's maybe the wildest colors. I've done a bunch of like strange color combos over the years. I kind of stick to monotype, one color, one ink, one color paper lately. But I've done some like stuff with different colors in the past. What I found out is that people definitely dug the colors, but when I would not bring enough black and white stuff to the shows, it was hard sometimes for folks who were collectors, but their significant other maybe wasn't as hyped on it, to put up the artwork in their home when it was too many colors on it. So the black and white kind of stuck as the most popular option for most people. Where's the first place you and Gabby want to go when you revenge travel, Gabby? Colt asks, do you have your mic? Gabby's putting her mic on it, and I'm going to let her answer that because we've been talking about it.
The first place when we revenge travel?
Yeah, like once things open up and we can like just go anywhere.
Man, that's a good question. I'm always down for like suggestions if anybody has any, but we talked about Japan.
Yeah, we want to go back to Japan.
But I feel like I will have been so sheltered by the time that travel opens up that I'm going to need to like baby step. Yeah. I think like early on in the pandemic, we were like, it has to be Japan.
Yeah.
And the longer now we're, almost rounding out on a year of this.
Yeah.
And the idea of traveling on a plane for any amount of time is really overwhelming.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I really want to go to the Pacific Northwest. I actually talked to Colt about this recently.
Oh.
That he had mentioned something about it, and I was like, man, that would be such a great trip.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before.
Seattle, Oregon.
Yeah. Washington. I want to go out into those like spooky foggy
states.
Forests and go ghost hunting or just thrift shopping. I don't know, vintage antique shopping.
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And I feel like the artwork out there is really cool too.
Heck yeah. So there you go, Cole. I want to go back west quickly. I want to do. Hey, Mom. Mom's here. Says hi. Mom, you missed Terry Dodson. Dead Kuriyama says, I'm working on the rough of a Godzilla poster. No way. That's awesome. I can't wait to see that. Make sure you tag us and post it when you can. He shall be called Tri-Tips. Let's see. I hear Miami is nice. Ryan, you're actually right. This is the best time of year in Miami because it's cool breeze, super sunny. The humidity and rain has gone away for a little while. And what we call winter is approaching.
Yeah, which is basically just weak summer.
Yeah, super soft summer. Glenn, I suggest a cross-country drive. The American Southwest, amazing national parks in Utah, Arizona.
Well, we love Arizona.
Glenn, we love it. I want to go back to Arizona ASAP.
Yeah, but I want to see some new places.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to go back to Arizona just as much as I'd love to go back to Colorado one day. Yeah. But I just feel like there's so many places that we haven't seen yet that I feel like we need to go.
Yeah, like he was saying, oh, you've been to Utah?
I have not been to Utah.
See, I want to go to Utah.
Utah would be cool, like Moab and all that. I would love that.
I just want to do conventions, you guys. I'm simple. I'm a simple man. I just want to do a con anywhere.
We spent so many years where that's all we were doing. And we never traveled for pleasure until like 2018. And then we went to Arizona, and then after that we did a few more trips for just hanging out.
But we were getting smart about it. Like we were able to like, go to place. We were starting to plan like, where is there a con in a place that we want to go? Like there's a Hawaii con in Maui.
Yeah, I think that's what we talked about doing. Like this, actually, that was the plan for this year. Remember? Like 2020 was supposed to be the year of us going and doing cons in places where we wanted to travel.
Yeah.
So obviously,
that
didn't happen.
Well, that's the goal, for sure.
But yeah, well, eventually. Oh, Colt is in Arizona.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Sedona
is
is amazing. Flagstaff, we had a good time in Flagstaff. Yeah. We weren't there for very long, so
we were in Maynard country.
We did spend a lot of time in Jerome and in Cottonwood. Yeah. Is that what it was called? Mm-hmm. But we stayed briefly in Flagstaff just after the Grand Canyon, and that was really fun. It's a cool city. I wish we had spent more time there.
Yeah.
But definitely we'll have to revisit, especially now that we know Colt is there, obviously.
Colt and someone else, Footy, I think. Oh, Arizona State.
Oh, yeah, ASU Footy. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Joy Buzzard says, hey man, I've been working on an Abe Sapien figure and roughing out a Hellboy statue too. What? Joy Buzzard, you need to send me pics of that ASAP. I gotta see that. There are some amazing ones, but the other day, my mom found and brought us all our toys. Mom says, remind everyone to like your video. That's right. My mom says to like my video.
Yeah, listen to Mom.
We gotta get those likes.
She's right. Hit that like button.
She bought me all this tubs of toys that we had stashed away in a closet at her house, and look at what we found. I have some of these already on display, but this is like the Rocket Pack Hellboy from Mezco.
Put it up to your phone camera.
Oh yeah, duh. Look at that. How awesome this is. I'm so stoked on this guy.
A lot of good toys in that bin. You mean in the 20 bins that we now have in the house? Full
if you
of
guys
really
didn't
awesome
see
stuff.
it, I did a story live video going through some of them. So if you want to watch them, they're on my Instagram.
Your
live.
hat is in the way of the. Just turn it backwards.
Yeah, that's hot anyway. Okay. There we go. All right.
Let me see. There's a couple more questions if you want me to read them.
Yeah, go through.
Let's see. John Price wants to know that he knows that it's too early to plan anything because of COVID, but
right.
do we have any conventions scheduled yet?
No.
Yeah, no.
But I can tell you right away, like, my plan before all this was you got to go to California, you got to go to New York, and then you got to go. I mean, we would always do something in Florida because we're here, but I always wanted to go somewhere in the Midwest, different every year. Like,
oh yeah,
G-Fest is in Illinois. I don't know exactly where. Maybe AJ can tell us exactly where. That's somewhere in the Midwest. I was gonna do a show in Dallas. That was on the ledger, and then I was just gonna like try to find some new ones because we had just started doing out-of-state shows in 2018, so we were just getting revved up. But it also helps meeting all of you guys and learning about where you guys are situated because heck yeah, man, I would love to hit a spot that's like a big enough show that's near a bunch of you that we could all kind of hang and meet up. I have buddies in Arizona, Mike Oliveras, in Tucson, and they have a really cool looking show. I would love to go there. That would be fun. And I bet some of you guys come out to that.
They're saying, let's see, hold on, there's a couple.
Fan Expo Dallas, John. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one we were gonna do. Yep.
Fan Expo Dallas.
The owner of the show is a super nice
Monument
guy.
Valley.
I thought it was a game.
I don't know.
Glenn
says Monument Valley. I don't know. It's a little bit.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I'm curious. It sounds like a game that I played on an iPhone.
Chelsea said she made a Jurassic World print a few years back in school.
No way.
And yes, please post that to the print crew, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh, Emerald City Comic Con, and what's the other one? Fan Expo Dallas. What's Emerald City?
That's in Seattle.
Oh,
Would love to go.
dude, 100%.
Would love to go.
Fat Jesus wants to know what you think about The Last Ronin. It's his top comic of 2020.
Oh, the TMNT book. I have not read it yet. The Last Ronin. I've not read it. But you're not the first person to recommend it. I think Colt recommended it to me. And I saw Zach Howard doing some art that seemed like it was based on that. But I gotta check it out. Where can I find your T-shirts? I found them online on Skybound. Is it the right place?
Yeah, that's the right place, Dolph.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bunch of shirts there. Oh, show them the prints. We got some pics of the Month of Monsters prints.
Hold on.
And I wanted to show you guys. They are looking so freaking good, dude. Look at this. Get ready.
Hold on.
Not this.
We're getting
Get ready. All right, get ready. Look at that, dude. Dude, you can, if you get a good, like if you can zoom in on that, I'll post it later in the Facebook group. The ink and the texture and all that stuff. No, it's all good.
No, it's not gonna work.
No, it's okay. But you guys, trust me, this thing makes it look better than I am. I'm gonna be honest with you. These prints look better than who I am as a person, and all my morals and ethics.
I agree.
So, and there's another one too. Show the mummy.
Excuse me, but that was the only one you gave.
No,
me.
it's in the folder.
Oh, wow.
All right, Gabby's gonna work on that real quick.
I'll work on it.
Have I been to Spooky Empire, Orlando, or Tampa? David, I've never attended Spooky Empire, but I have done MegaCon for years in Orlando, and I did Tampa Bay Comic Con like 3 or 4 years in a row.
I think we talked about doing Spooky Empire once before everything got crazy.
Yeah, it was always like, we should do Spooky Empire.
I think we even talked to the people.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're doing it this year. And then it just never happened.
Yeah, we met the owners, super nice people. They invited us a bunch of times to do it. Just never got, everything in gear. It's tough too, because
you're being pulled. That 2019, we were being pulled in every conceivable direction, and it was a lot of great opportunities, but it was also a lot of like, you've just got to decide which one works with the schedule overall, and we were everywhere. Hold on, I got the mummy, by the way.
Oh, cool. Yeah, show.
Boom. Wait, no. That's still the...
Boom. There it is. Look at the mummy, you guys. That thing looks rad.
The mummy's good. The mummy's my favorite one of the Month of Monsters.
I don't know if you guys can tell, the paper is like not white. It's a little bit darker, so you can see the skull is white. The skull pops. The eye pops. But the paper's not white, and so I feel like that helps the look of it overall.
Is that the paper's like a cream color?
Yeah,
like an off-white?
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it. That's a good contrast.
Yeah. Glenn says, not just a game, Monument Valley is Navajo Nation. Oh shit, dude, I did not know that. Very famous. Many westerns were filmed there. John White. Hell, dude, Glenn.
Oh, I want to go there.
That
Glenn coming in with the good
Look at my
info.
mom. Look at my mom.
Monument Valley is in Utah, home of the Navajos.
She just owned me.
Wow. Schooled by your mom.
I didn't know. I'm happy to. I would love to go there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I love it. These prints make me...
Ryan says if we go to Seattle, we're going to hike some amazing mountains, and I am 100% there for that.
Yeah.
I love hiking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Colt, when will you do Invincible or Walking Dead piece? Colt, you just never know what's coming around the corner, my friend. That's all I'll say about that. Oh, another piece of news. Have you guys been watching The Mandalorian? I'm assuming everybody here has been watching The Mandalorian.
I mean, don't spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Somebody's,
I'm not going to spoil
behind.
anything. That's not even why I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
The reason I'm bringing this up, you guys, is because if you don't know, I started a campaign recently on Instagram. Just get me on The Mandalorian.
A very important campaign.
This is a very important campaign. I want to be an extra on The Mandalorian. Why? How did this all start, you're asking? Well, let me tell you. I follow a bunch of people who work on those shows and special effects, and one of them posted a pic of himself as the Mon Calamari, the Admiral Akbar species. He designed the special effects, and he also was the character in the mask and the suit and all that. I'm like, holy crap, that's
the guy from Face Off.
Yeah, and his name escapes me right now. I feel bad about that.
Paul?
But no. But anyway, the point is, I'm like, oh, you know what? I bet you somebody who follows me knows somebody who knows somebody, and maybe at some point I could be a Jawa, or I could be.
You could definitely
I could be a frog person, you guys. I could be a frog.
You could be a stand-in for Baby Yoda.
No, I'm not that small. But that's what we're talking about right now, you guys. So I know there's a lot of you in the chat, and I know you have very interesting and professional lives. When you sit back tonight, put your head on your pillow, and you're thinking about all the friends and connections you have, think about how you can get me on The Mandalorian. You understand? I just want to be one of the people in the back. Nothing big, but just so we can say, hey, we did it.
Yeah, because if you're in The Mandalorian, we're all in The
Right.
Mandalorian. It's a team effort, everybody.
That's right.
And
Utini.
Yeah. We'll even try to get all of our names in the credits.
That's it. Ooh, teeny. I'm thinking like that. In fact, I'm gonna just start booking guests who are tangentially related to somebody on The Mandalorian.
Anybody, literally.
And see, like, if we can get the person whose like cousin, you know, was the parking attendant for the crew.
Good night, Dolph. Dolph says
Dolph, yeah, Dolph's in the UK, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, our UK fam.
You rock, dude. Overseas crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to go overseas to the UK soon.
Okay, so there you go. That's a good answer also for that question. Is I would love to go back to London.
Yeah.
But love.
I've never been. They have a big show out there. We'd love to do. They do? Yeah, I forget the name of it, but they have a big one.
Colt wants to be killed on The Walking Dead.
Oh.
Or eat someone.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, both.
Yeah, I also want that, by the way.
Could you do both? That would be great. In one episode, you kill someone and then turn into a zombie and then eat someone. That would be epic.
I love it. Okay, I also want to do that.
That seems more in your reach than Mandalorian, but I think maybe 2021 is the year that you become a famous extra.
An extra. The most famous extra.
Ah, yes.
I don't want to be seen or known on my face. I just want to be in there, you know?
You don't want to be seen?
Like I don't. Well, what I mean is like I'm not trying to get my face on screen.
You're gonna be like one of those obnoxious movie stars. It's like, don't look him in the eyes.
No. What I'm saying is I don't have no aspirations of being like my face on TV or anything. That's not what it's about. In fact, I would rather be under like some kind of like prosthetic mask or something like that. That would be better for me, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's not even a question.
Yeah. Let it be known. That's what this is about. It's not about being on. I don't even care. I really don't care. I just want to be on the show in a piece of frog mask makeup.
Ryan says a bunch of people in the back are animated.
I know.
Which I believe, but I know that they also have a lot of live actors on set.
They do.
So there's a chance, dude.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh, look, the Joy Buzzard says we have MCM Comic-Con here in London. Then we're there.
Yeah.
Send us the registration papers immediately.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, that's 100%. I mean, can you imagine, like, we've grown this channel and this brand, Attack Peter, over the pandemic, you know, so much. And we haven't been able to do what we do, which is go out,
with people, talk.
Meet you guys, talk to everybody. Like,
if anybody knows us from the con circuit that we did for a few years before the pandemic,
that's all we did.
Well, first of all, that was all we did, but second of all, that was like our thing, was meeting people and talking and hanging out with our, you know, I don't want to say fans because that's like a terrible,
just people that
but like the people that we would meet at the cons, and it was so much fun to just hang out. And I feel like that's been the biggest void for us during this time. Is it's so great to have now like a digital presence and meet people through this platform, but I really miss just like meeting people in person.
Well, it's just gonna make it better. Like when we finally get back out there, it's gonna make it better because now we know people when we go out. You know, like when we do a show here, when we do a show there, we already know people. They're gonna be there to hang out, meet, go grab a beer with, and go get some food with. It's gonna be so
That's
fun.
what I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
Is making it an even bigger deal.
Yeah, you guys show us the good places when we go to your town. That's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be so much fun. That's what I'm looking. That's what's on the horizon. The light at the end of the tunnel. But hopefully soon, right? Because you know they're predicting like mid. Like summer of next year, we should be back in action. I'm
nobody who knows nothing, but I feel like at this point, I don't think there's gonna be a Comic-Con at the same time it normally is. Maybe if the vaccine starts happening and whatever. But I think there's a chance for like New York Comic-Con season, like that October-y season, maybe DCon next year.
I was thinking about 5 points.
5 points,
which
that's
is
in May. I think that's all pushing it a little bit. Like if everything goes perfectly.
I wonder, do you
maybe.
think that maybe, this is just speculation. Let's just wildly speculate about things. Do you think that if the predictions are true and that everybody in America will have access to or be vaccinated by May, that all of the conventions will just start pushing their dates into the
you can't
summer,
do that because
fall, winter?
You can't, because the guests, like the big guests, they go on tour and they kind of like hit all the spots.
Yeah, but maybe nobody's doing that.
Well, look, I just don't think you can get like San Diego and New York Comic-Con in the same season, because it's going to be too much pull.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But I feel like you might get a bunch of regional shows.
Yeah.
Which is cool, like mid-level shows, which might not have as many guests, but it might just be so fun. People just want to get out of the house.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I could see that. Like some of those are actually happened already. Like little ones. So I could definitely see that happening. I don't know if I would go to those yet, but if things start clearing up, man, bet your ass.
I'm ready. I don't even care if it's the most hectic con season of our lives. I am signing up for every possible convention.
Yeah.
I just want to be. I feel like that's going to be the other part of revenge travel. Is it's going to be revenge hangouts.
Yeah. See, look, the circuit would cannibalize if they are too close together. Harder to book. Exactly. Chelsea Birchfield says, "I want to skate with Gabby."
Yeah, well, because Colt said that you need to use your connections to make me the first zombie on roller skates.
Oh.
Which, by the way, I am not good at roller skating. I am below a noob. I am actually no. Hold on. Let's take that back a second. I'm not a total noob. I can actually be in skates, but that's about all I've mastered so far.
I can be in skates. I'm not a noob.
Look, you should have seen Peter. Man, I wish I would have gotten footage of this, but I was so afraid of face planting at the roller skate rink that we went to a few weeks ago. But Pete, who I've literally never seen in roller skates in my entire life, went with me to the roller skate rink, put on a pair of quads, and just glided out there like he'd been doing it his entire life.
I used to do it a lot as a kid. Like when
Man,
we
but
were
that
in
is
middle school.
impressive. Because roller skating is not like bicycling.
You did too.
I don't think No, I never rode quads. I only did inlines.
Oh, that's why. I never did rollerblades. I don't think I could do rollerblades.
Rollerblades, I felt like was way easier. Quads has been a learning experience. It is terrifying.
So, you guys, let me see here. Gabby equals death on wheels.
That's going to be
You're
my
doing great,
derby
Gabby,
name.
Chelsea says.
I know, Chelsea is the best. Chelsea, when I go to New York, we're going to skate together. And then you're going to watch me, like, literally bust my teeth right out of my skull. But it's okay. At least you'll be there to witness it and help me through the pain. Gabby as a roller skating zombie. Yes, Ryan, yes. That is not only my derby name, but also my zombie name. Death on Wheels.
Yeah, man. So we got a PS5 and we've been thinking about doing some streaming on it.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm wondering if you guys would want to see any of that. I don't know if you guys already got one or what, but there's a game called Bug Snacks that looks so freaking weird. Like, for sure we're already playing Miles Morales and stuff like that, but and it's amazing, but Bug Snacks looks so funny and weird. We haven't played it yet because we want to stream it, and wondering if you guys are interested in seeing that.
Do you remember when that came out? Remember when they did like the PlayStation? What is it called? Like remember they used to do their convention or whatever.
Like the E3 thing.
Yeah. They did like a stream or a direct or whatever, and that game came out during that. And I remember both of us being like, "What the hell is this?" And now suddenly it's like a big deal.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
I'm ready to stream it.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready to stream anything.
We wanted to stream some games. Yeah, we just got sidetracked. We did that Untitled Goose game.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
We have to keep doing that.
Yeah, I love it.
What other games are coming out for PS4? Do we know?
PS5 or PS4?
You know what I mean. PS5.
Oh.
I keep saying PS4 because it's just like when the year changes and you keep writing the last year.
The big one coming up is Cyberpunk.
When is that supposed to come out? It was supposed to be out already, right?
Like
Like
any day.
today it was supposed to be,
No,
or
I think
yesterday
it's like the
or
first week
something.
of December is coming out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That game, for how many times that they've pushed it back, had better be a masterpiece.
I think it looks great.
It looked great when they first released the beta for, well, not the beta, but they released like a version of the game for playtesters, and it looked amazing even then.
Yeah, all the coverage looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how streamable that game is, unless you're gonna sit there for like hours.
Yeah. Maybe unless there's like an actual, like a campaign, like a level or something that you can complete.
Yeah.
Or like a storyline that you can complete.
Or you're just like, here are the first, 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
Or like
post
help
notes
me
and
create a character kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Pull up Cyberpunk delayed officially to December 10th, but there's a leak claiming it will be released. No, fuck.
I
don't
would not be surprised.
Oh man.
I know, it's such a bummer.
I'm actually not terribly bummed out about that because there's so much coming out and going on, so it wouldn't be the worst.
Let's see what's in the news on video game stuff.
Yeah, Gabby's gonna pull up.
I
See what
am.
you can find about that. See if Ryan
About,
Leisure is for real.
About Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Let's see what the news says. Have you guys decided what characters you're gonna be? Because I'm still struggling with that.
I forgot all the classes.
Well, there was the one that starts in the desert.
The Mad Max one.
That they're like, yeah, the like post-apocalyptic Mad Max. Then there's the ones that live in the corporate world, like on a spaceship or something. I don't remember what it was, but I might be confusing this with another game. But there's like the corporate ones. Then there's
a corporate one.
Yeah. No, I know that they're corporate, but where they actually are based, I think I'm
Like
conflating
in the city,
it with
in the
something.
city. Like in that little super metropolis.
And I'm thinking of Borderlands.
It has
That's
some
why.
elements that are similar.
Because there's like there's a corporation that's in a spaceship in the sky.
Yeah.
And it has a bunch of people who have body mods. But anyway, what was the other one that I was thinking of? Oh, the splicers,
like the gang member,
the cyborg one. Yeah, I think they are gang members, but I can't remember the rest of them. But I can't decide which one I want to do. Latest news on Cyberpunk. Not a lot. lot of trailers.
Not a lot.
There's not a whole lot.
Type in delay. Cyberpunk delay.
Cyberpunk 2077 reconfirms December release date after delay rumors. There's a He-Man game for PS5? Excuse me.
No, it's not. A real one?
I don't know. Oh, see, Ryan knew what I was talking about. Atlas Core and Borderlands. That's exactly what I was talking about. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, see, it says it here. Cyberpunk 2077's developer CD Projekt Red has responded to rumors that another delay for its... Let me put it up, actually. That its hotly anticipated RPG could happen, possibly pushing the title into 2021. Rather than deny the rumors, the developers reaffirmed its new December 10th release date. So,
oh, that's gross. Like, they're not saying no, but they're not saying yes.
yeah. Okay, see, it was supposed to come out today, or tomorrow, November 19th.
Well, the original date, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now they've pushed it back even further. I'm all right with that. I mean, I guess if you need the time, then you need the time.
Yeah,
I'm
of
not
course.
too upset about that. Let me see. The next gen Borderlands 4 could be amazing. Yeah, I agree. Let me look up this He-Man game. He-Man PS5 game? I see nothing about Colt. Colt! He's the one who told us about it. You need to give us more information. You
Ryan
can't just
says
drop
yes
that
too.
in.
He said Ryan just confirmed.
What the? It's not anywhere on the
I saw like
interwebs.
some video footage of something that looked real, but it also I didn't hear anything about it.
It's real.
It is?
Well, that's what they're saying in the chat, but I don't see anything. When I type in He-Man into
Type in Masters
Google,
of the Universe.
Oh, that makes sense. Master of the Universe PS5 game. Of course, Reddit. I still don't see it. There's a cool Monkey King game and a werewolf game
that.
coming out on PS5.
Yeah, but that's like like to be determined or the reset, but it looks amazing. It looks seriously next gen.
No, I still don't see anything about Masters of the Universe.
I saw a video of it. They look like a side scroller beat 'em up, but it actually
Yeah, that's what Ryan said, that it's a side scroller.
It looked like the cartoon. It was crazy.
Oh, okay. Colt is gonna send me the footage so that I can see what he's talking about because I'm lost. Let me see. What was the other one? Monkey King game.
Yeah, we saw the video of that on one of those presentations.
We did?
Yeah.
Black Myth
Yeah, that sounds
Wukong.
about right.
Interesting. And werewolf game. Like werewolf, like the tabletop? Oh yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same people who do Vampire the Masquerade. Werewolf the Apocalypse. I played both of those tabletop RPGs as a teenager. That is my nerd card. Do we play Among Us? No, but my students tell me about Among Us probably on the daily, like,
That's like
5 times.
The new meme that everybody likes.
Yes, it is. And I heard it's fun.
Yeah, it looks super fun.
But the fact that my students keep saying, Miss, when are you going to play Among Us with us? I can't now play it with them because now I'm just... now
I'm just a hater.
Now I have to hate it because, yes, you can't support that, especially when they play it during class.
You can't support what, Miss? When are you gonna play the game? I can't support that.
I can't support them playing. I can't support that game if they're gonna use it to ignore me in the middle of class. I have to hate on it. That's true. I can just play it by myself. We should download it and play it though.
Yeah.
Just to say that we participated in the hype.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Colt. I will check it out now. I'm very excited to see what this is. Oh, look at that!
Pull it up.
It's on my phone.
Oh, pull it up on the old computer device.
Thanks, Creepshows, for the hook up hidden PS5 game. Dude.
I saw that it was on Brock's page. What does that mean? Is he involved in it?
I don't know. It looks like a very rough draft of a game.
That's the impression.
It also looks like an arcade game, funny enough.
That's what I'm saying. That's the impression I got. It was like something strange like that.
This would be an amazing arcade game. Among Us Unreal Fat Dino. That's the search term. Oh, that's really funny.
What?
That they recreated it using the Unreal Engine, and it looks like a legit... Because the game itself is like cartoon. It's like a Flash game almost.
Show it on the screen.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna mute it. We don't need all that drama. That looks incredible.
Don't let it play too long, because then we'll get taken down, right?
Taken
I don't
down.
know, unless you put my video over it or something.
No. I'm gonna stop it there. Maybe we can just scrub through.
I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know what the rules are either. But it looks incredible. Well, we'll watch it later on our TV. Let's see.
So yeah, man.
Very cool. Oh, Jan says best games for the Switch. Good question.
Oh, I still say it's Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is like #1.
Mario Kart, even though it's not exclusive, but it was awesome.
But that wouldn't even be on my top. Animal Crossing would definitely be on my top. Top 5.
What else?
Goose Game, but I mean that's
yeah, it's not exclusive.
multi-platform. But we played it on the Switch, and it was
I loved
very enjoyable.
Mario Odyssey. I thought it was really good.
It wasn't my favorite, but it was. I know that a lot of people really enjoy that.
Cuphead, but it's not exclusive
Again,
anymore.
multi-platform, but fun on the Switch. Because you could take it with you.
Yeah, that game was awesome.
And you kind of need to take it with you so you can get your friends to try to beat levels for you because you know you're going to get frustrated and rage quit otherwise. But it's also funny to see your friends rage quit.
The funniest thing is that game is impossibly hard, and our friend's 5-year-old kid
just slays it.
It's so bizarre.
So we're getting old and rusty.
Yeah.
What else is really good on the Switch? I downloaded Stardew Valley, which again is not console specific, but I played it on the Switch and that was really fun because it's sort of an old school looking game. So taking it with you having it portable was very nice too.
Colt says show the Animal Crossing print.
Oh, the one that you made for my birthday?
Yeah. We have it hanging in her room. It's a little out of reach.
It's like on top of a really tall bookshelf. Not really tall.
Tall for us.
Tall for him and I.
We're frog people.
Yeah, we are frog people. But I will
repost it.
I will post it on my Instagram if you guys want to see it. It is a work of art. I can't think of anything else on the Switch. That is probably the biggest issue that I have with that console is that there's just not a lot of movement, you know?
Well, the games that are good are great.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And tall for child. And and honestly, if there was games that you can play multiple places, I'd rather play it on the Switch.
Yeah.
We played Overcooked a lot there, but again, not exclusive.
Not exclusive. What was the game that you took with you to Japan? You were playing it on the
the Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That was pretty good. That's exclusive.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But that's it. I can't really think of much else past that.
Yeah.
Although I have, in the last week or so, kind of wanted to try Elder Scrolls, which is on there now, correct?
That's just the worst place to play it. I would guess, because, although it's a 10-year-old game, I'm sure it could handle the graphics.
Yeah. And what else is on there? The Witcher 3, but we didn't...
Again, not exclusive.
Not exclusive. So I don't know. I feel like hopefully there's some better things or even, better is such a horrible word to use here. New things
I
coming
liked
to the
Mario
Switch.
Rabbids. Gabby didn't like that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that game.
I liked it.
That was like a release game, wasn't it?
I'm pretty close to release.
I think so. Oh, Luigi's Mansion. That's
that was
right.
fun.
I really did like that game.
Gabby played the crap out of it.
I did. I almost finished it. I don't think I beat it though. Let's see. Hollow Knight is super hard and a good game. Is that exclusive, David, to the Switch? Because I thought that was multi-console as well. I wasn't sure, but what do you think are going to be? Do you think Miles Morales will make it to the top games of the PS5? I know we're really early, obviously, but
it's an excellent game.
Or do you think it will suffer from the early release?
No, because we still talk about freaking GTA 5 that's 2 generations old.
Well, I agree, but it's GTA.
Yeah,
that's an evergreen franchise.
When something's good, it's good. What?
Limbo and Inside. We played both of those on the PS4 and we loved them. Oof. Yeah, we crushed those games.
Inside is just amazing.
Yeah, Inside is amazing. There's another game that's similar to both of those called...
I didn't play it, but you liked it.
Little Nightmares.
Yeah.
I got it really cheap on a holiday sale a few years ago, and it has an expansion pack, so it's a beefy game. Peter saw me play some of it.
It's cool.
It's very creepy. It's very fun.
Yeah.
It's got the same kind of vibe as those other 2 games, but it's a little bit more... The levels are a little bit more complex in how you move through them than Inside. But similar. But very good. Little Nightmares, yeah.
The one I want to try now is on the PS5 is called The Pathless, I think.
Pathless.
It looks like a Breath of the Wild vibe, but like a little bit more like
Oh,
high-paced action or something like
I've
that.
never heard of it.
The Pathless.
Pathless. That's PS5?
Yeah, it's on the PS5. I don't know if it's an exclusive, but I think it is.
Oh, yeah. We saw this the other day.
Yeah.
It's not a PS5 exclusive. It's Windows, Mac OS, iOS, PS4. So it's definitely
that's
multi-console. But it looks cool. It would be fun to check out.
It's really cool, yeah.
Are they still doing Metroid on Switch? I don't know. They talked about it like early on.
They're definitely going to make it. They announced it.
Yeah, but they just haven't really
Yeah.
moved on it, which is annoying. Yoshi was supposed to come out too. Did it? I don't think it ever did.
The Woolly World, wasn't that on?
Mm-mm.
That was not on there.
I think there was gonna be a Yoshi's Island, or just a Yoshi game, but I don't know if that ended up being the because they did come out with a Yoshi's game. I don't know. What else, B?
I don't know.
Oh, Colt is heading out. Good night, Colt.
All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna get going too. This is gonna take me a little longer than I thought, but we're almost about the hour mark. If you're talking more about gameplay experience, then an early game can stand as a best. If you're talking more about graphics, I'll always certainly be surprised. Yeah, of course, but very difficult for developers to maximize. Yeah, of course.
It's totally true. Yeah, you got to learn its capabilities.
Yeah.
I'll switch us back here.
Well, okay, we're gonna get going. Thank you guys so much for hanging. I'll finish this at some point, and then I'll get back.
And post it?
Yes? Yeah, I'll post it when it's in, of course.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Another special thank you to Terry Dodson for joining us tonight. And, man, please go check out Adventure Man. Go follow Terry on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Let him know that you saw him here on the show. That would be great because it helps us get more guests and all that kind of stuff. What do we have coming up?
Are we going to be streaming next week?
No,
our stream falls on Thanksgiving.
Something is happening, and I forgot what it is exactly.
We'll keep you up to date.
We'll keep you up to date. Yeah. Something's happening that day, and I forgot what it is. We might not be streaming on Thanksgiving. I can't remember, but either way, we'll have stuff coming up, guys. There's some crazy stuff coming down the pike. Remember, I told you that before, and then you got the Godzilla figure announcement, and there's stuff like that I haven't been able to speak about yet that's going to be so sick. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you guys for coming out and spending the time with us on the show. I don't know what else to say. I love you guys so much. We look forward to this so much. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun what's coming up. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you guys.
Later.
We'll see you soon.